we start Withers and Ravenel. I'll bring you back to where we first met. We were both working for the state of North Carolina. The state had a dam safety program, and dams were really hot in the late 70s. They had a National Dam Inspection Act, and it resulted in temporary funding for a position over at the state of North Carolina, and Tony took that position as he came out of school. I was already working with the state, and so he and I met on the 5th floor of the Archdale building, and we worked together for 2 years while we were with the state. I started off in the carry office, and when we completed our flood study, I started going to Asheboro to work on water and sewer projects, and I was surprised by the formality of the office and how structured it was, and there was so much angst about positions and people in authority, and there was just this separation of powers. And I just thought that was the way it is in life, and get over it. You know, this is what you're in for. It's consulting engineering. Tony had already started his own firm, H.E. Withers and Associates, and was on his own. And we completed our flood study, and we got bought out by another firm, and they laid our whole department off. And so I was without work during this period, and Tony was up there.
3rd floor of the Capitol Club building. It was kind of an old office building on Martin Street in downtown Raleigh. So I needed help badly, and Sam was a real engineer. So he came to work, and
Well, he called me up. He didn't really ask me if I wanted to come to work. He said, "Can you come over here and just look at something with me? I just want to show you something." And that's how we started. And I'd just go over there, and he'd have 20 sheets of plan and profile sheets laid out on the table. It was due in 10 days. And I'm like, "Holy crap, what have you gotten into, Tony? What are you doing?" And I just stayed there and just started working. There was nothing formally in writing or anything, and we just started working together.
Came to Withers and Ravenel. I was working at the town of Cary as a staff engineer. Been out of NC State for 4 years, looking for the next part of my career and what I wanted to do, and actually met Tony and Sam through reviewing plans, and really got to know Tony very well. McKeenan Drive project, which is the street our office here is on. Tim Smith, one of our long-term clients with Preston Development Company, he was helping Rick Hendricks build the car dealership, and the town of Cary got involved in building McKeenan Drive in a public-private partnership with Tim and Hendricks, and Tony was their rep, and I was a town of Cary's rep, and so we met, got along very well, got the project built and all that, and I was looking to make a change and started talking to Tony about possibilities, and so I had just received my professional engineering license and my master's in civil engineering from state, and looking for the next part of my career.
So I remember when Jim, we were working with Jim some through our submittals to the town of Cary, and we kind of got to know him through that, but he had a pretty good position over there. So when he came to work for us, that was a really big hire for us. I mean, it was a big deal. I was like, I can't believe this guy's coming to work here.
we didn't tell him that.
What are we going? How are we going to keep him busy?
What are we going to do? How are we going to pay him?
He came in at just the right time. The first 5 years, we were small players in the market.
So my first office with Sam and Tony was a desk in the hallway. And I've still got a picture of that, and shown it at a couple of owners' days and stuff. But I was just very happy to have a new beginning out from working at the town of Cary, and all the flexibility and everything. I guess a variety of what I could do with Sam and Tony. It was just a very exciting time for me, and loved working on my desk in the hallway.
Tony was really the key to our success in terms of landing work. I mean, he was always been out there in the community doing things, and whether it was playing golf or joining organizations. But those connections made intangible connections to our company and to the community, and eventually resulted in huge gains. Not to mention the fact he's from Salisbury, North Carolina, and that turned out to be a winning city to be from. He grew up in the same community with some of the other people we work with in this area, Justice Everett at ABE, but most importantly Tim Smith at Preston turned out to be a really big connection. The fact that he knew Tony was not a free pass, though. Tim's a businessman, and you got to deliver. And so whenever Tim gave us work, we moved him to the front of the line, and we took care of him. And I'd like to think we still do that today.
That's
Really
sure.
heartfelt appreciations to everything Preston's been to this company. They've been more than just a client by far, to say the least. And I can't say enough about what they've done, not just for us, but for this community.
Sam and Tony have always been very entrepreneurial. One of the first things Tony ever did was start surveying. And the only reason he started surveying was we weren't able to meet deadlines because the surveyor wasn't getting us information in time. So really trying to control as much as we could in order to best serve our clients.
The other thing I think we did really well, Tony, is we invested heavily in technology, and you used to kid me about that a lot. And my IBM PS2. Go ahead and say it.
No.
Go ahead and say it.
No, it's true. Sam wanted to have the best of everything in technology. And you talking about Greg Strickland's comment when we got the
last one.
No, yeah, we got a
PS2 Model 80.
PS2 Model 80. It was the second one they came
20
out
megahertz.
with. 20 megahertz. And Greg came up to me one day and said, "This is the last computer we'll ever have to buy."
We always realized that it was the people in the company that was making it, and the fact that we would give them responsibility and turn them loose and let them go at it. And so people felt like they had no ceiling when they came here, and it was a great opportunity. And so it really wasn't about us, and we knew that. We're smart enough to know that. We were hiring people that were smarter than us, and that wasn't hard to do. So we've always been cognizant of the fact that we are only here because of our clients and because of the people who are doing work for us. It always made sense that some type of transfer to our employees was the right way to go.
We're a 100% ESOP company, which means we have an employee stock ownership plan, and everybody that's eligible for it participates in the trust as an owner. Some companies will say they're 100% employee owned, but that means that 3 or 4 employees of a 100-person firm own the company. So I actually credit Tony for really promoting shared ownership early on. Gave me the opportunity and others the ability to become a shareholder within Withers Ravenel, and Tony always believed in broad-based ownership and trying to share things, and so I think trying to continue that legacy on and let everybody participate in the ESOP trust and get the benefit of being an owner, I think is a huge deal, and really kind of continues the tradition that Tony and Sam set.
We just didn't want to change the culture. We were, like he said, the company he worked for and the company I worked for just had a different culture, and I just knew, and he knew, that we weren't going to treat our people that way. We wanted to hire people and let them do their job and not micromanage them and have systems that just controlled them. So that was really key. So the ESOP was just, like you said, we didn't know what an ESOP was, but that was the perfect way to transition and keep the leadership in place and reward the people that have been here the longest and put in the hard work. And I hope it's worked out. We're gone now, but I hope, they seem to be, the company's obviously doing very well.